Hi, welcome to lesson number 3 on learning to play the piano. Today's lesson, hopefully you will have already memorized C through B, the keys, as well as all of your sharps and flats. Unless you've done that, please don't proceed to this lesson. So once you've done that and you've memorized the C scale, you're ready to move on to this lesson. What we're going to do in this lesson is a lot of scales and understanding why we learn scales. I did things backwards when I learned to play the piano. I started playing and I had no idea what scales were or how they worked. And it really was a hindrance to me because I didn't understand a lot of the theory behind why I did things. I just kind of did them. And so it created kind of a learning curve for me that was hard to overcome for a while. But once I learned how scales work, even in Pentecostal music, I thought, well, scales are for classical musicians, all this stuff, we don't need them. We desperately need scales. And I learned that the hard way. So anyway, once I learned this, it kind of put everything, all the little pieces I've learned about the piano into this box for me. I was just like, oh my goodness, it makes so much sense. So I like to teach that right away during my lessons to help everyone understand why we need these scales and how important they are. So you learned the C scale, and you're going to be able to download this form or this sheet right here, which has all the scales on it. I got this at Bible college when I was there, so it is a copy. I'm taking no credit for it myself. It is a copy from the Christian Life College Music Department, Book 3, just so you know. So, but on it has, I'll bring it forward again. On it has really the fingering for the scales, and then group 1 scales, which are C, G, D, A, and E. And those are the scales that we're going to work on today and that I want you to start with. Why we learn scales? Because scales make up the basic foundation upon which all other music is based. They make up the chords that you're going to learn to play in the next lesson you're going to start with. And so the faster you learn your scales, the faster you get to chords, and the faster that you play your first song, which normally I'll have you playing your first song by about lesson number 5. So just so you know, but you have to go through these steps in order to get there, in order to be able to play a song. Or you're not going to understand what you're doing. You're not going to know why you did it. You'll be a one-hit wonder. You'll be able to play one song, have no idea why. A lot of people can do that. But you want to have a foundation that you can build upon, that you're able to really learn how to play the piano. So, starting with the C scale, we'll review it from last week. I'm going to try and move this down a little bit. I might wash out a tiny bit, but at least you'll be able to see my hand on the piano. We have C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And when you do this, you have C, D, E, thumb goes under, to F, G, A, B, C. You still can't really see my hand because it's so washed out. There we go. That's a little bit better. So then we move on to the G scale. Now, to start the G scale, you can either go down to G, down from the middle C to G, or you can go up from the middle C to G. I go down, just personal preference. So you start once again with your thumb. All of the group 1 scales have the same fingering. Start with your thumb and go G, A, B, then you put your thumb under to C, C, D, E, F sharp with your ring finger, F sharp, and G. Go back down. G, F sharp, E, D, C, E with your third finger going over the top, A, G. Now I want you to get your left hand involved, and I want you to put your pinky finger on G. So that's where it says LH on that paper means left hand. You put your pinky finger on G, G, A, B, C, D. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then your third finger is going to go over to E. Third finger, pointer finger on F sharp, and thumb on G. So learn to play them separately, and then put them together at the same time, right hand and left hand. They're going to have different timing for when the thumb goes under, so you have to really memorize that, the timing for when the thumb goes under. Or else you're going to do that, which I just did because I wasn't paying attention. Or I was thinking too hard about it or something. Alright? So, I want you to memorize doing your left and right hands together. One of the things to remember always when you're practicing your scales is practice with some rhythm. If you are going on your G scale, then you can do it pretty fast. And you want to go bum, 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 bum. That's fine, but don't go bum, bum, bum. That's not a rhythm. You want to learn to create that even rhythm as soon as possible. So what I do is I slow it down to make sure I get it right. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Slow it down, make sure you get it right when you do it. So practice that with the C scale, with the G scale. The D scale is going to be D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, and D. The A scale is going to be A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. You'll notice when I did the A and the D and then E as well, which would be E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, E. Notice when I did those, and the left hand is all the same. You know, you do the 1 or 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, and then backwards. When I did the A, the D, and the E scales, I referred to them as sharps, not as flats. The reason being is they are always referred to in sharps. Whenever you're doing the scales or you're playing in the keys of D, A, or E, they don't ever refer to them as flats. If you're playing in the key of, you can play in the key of B flat or the key of E flat or the key of A flat, but when you're playing in those major scales, the A, E, and D, they're always sharps. They're not flats. Don't really know why. It's just the way it is. All right, so practice your scales, the C, G, D, A, and E, and practice with both hands. It's going to take time. This is definitely the 15 minutes a day, every day, want to get it down thing. Don't try and just do it for 3 hours one day, because there's something about the consistency of every day, and you do it every day for a little while, and do one until you perfect it, and then move on to the next one, and your mind will create those roads. And once you perfect one and move on to the next one, don't neglect, keep reviewing the ones that have come before, so you can make sure you keep all of them up to date. Scales are super, super important when you learn to play the piano, and so you, even though it's going to take a long time, it's going to train your hands to move at different times, and it's really going to train your brain and kind of get you used to that every day, consistency. So thank you very much.